Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is a more serious video. This video is in response to the first video that I put out, in which I called out a junior racer for employing team tactics in a track cycling race. After I publicly released that video, it received a lot of attention, I'll say. The community had a lot to say about it, and it kind of made the rounds. Everyone saw it, which I wasn't expecting. I was expecting 50 views, 100 views. And I'm not saying it blew up, but it surpassed 100 views. After that video kind of made the rounds, the team that the rider was part of reached out to me, or rather a coach on that for that team. And he asked if we could have a phone call. He had some thoughts that he wanted to express. And so I, of course, said yes. And we had a 30-minute cordial phone call. In that phone call, he told me that he felt disappointed and that he feels like juniors should be treated differently than adults, especially because he made the analogy that there is no Little League for cycling. If you don't know what Little League is, it's baseball for children. Whereas in cycling, especially here in the U.S., there just isn't a lot of junior-specific bike racing. A lot of the time, juniors are forced to race with the adults in a Category 5, 4, or if they're fast enough, Pro 1, 2, or 3 race. And such was the case in that video that I put out. It was a Pro 1, 2, 3 race, and he had 2 juniors in it. One of the juniors had broken off and was in a breakaway, and then the other racer was in the second group, the rest of the field, and was staying in the front and purposefully staying slow and making it hard for people to pass. And I called him out for it. It was kind of adding insult to injury, or rather the other way around, because after I said that and I went around him, his teammate who was up in front had crashed, and he was the only one who crashed. So it just didn't look good for this team. It looked like they didn't know what they were doing, or they did and they just weren't good at it. That's not the case. This team knows how to race. They're pretty strong. I still don't know them all that well. At the time, I didn't know them at all. So anyway, we had this phone call. He expressed that he was disappointed, and his whole point, he didn't ask me to take the video down. He didn't ask me to take back all of my thoughts. He didn't ask for any of that. All that he wanted from me was to consider the words that a junior racer shouldn't be publicly called out. At least not without being talked to and the coach being talked to first, which I didn't do. I didn't talk to them. I didn't know them. I didn't know who they were. I just kind of made the video, and when I put it out, my intentions were for everyone in the world who would watch this video to learn that you can't employ team tactics. And my intention was, I figured that team might watch the video, and I'll tell you, the last thing I wanted was for them to feel bullied or publicly shamed or, anything like that. Last intention of mine. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't race their bike because they have a bad reputation, especially at a certain track, which this one is in New York. This is a New York development team. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't race their bikes where they want to, That wasn't my intention. My intention was to keep things fun and light, and I understand that wasn't how it was perceived by some people, that team, namely, and parents of that team. And to all of you, I apologize. I could have done a much better job. I should have done a much better job. This is a learning experience for me, and I will do better in the future. And just to make it clear, I don't condone publicly calling out a junior, but I do condone publicly calling out a racer who employs bad tactics. So how do those two mix? Well, my thoughts are, if you see a junior doing something that you don't like in a race, you should go up to them and their coach at the same time. Maybe ask them, hey, is your coach around? I'd like to talk to the two of you. And you offer your thoughts. Don't be an asshole about it. Just tell them what you think. And, that conversation will go however it goes. I wish that I had done that. I will do that in the future. And I wanted to apologize to the New York racing community. I didn't mean to cause such a stir up. And I just want everybody to feel comfortable racing their bike and to keep learning the etiquette of racing track. Thanks for watching. Only took me like 15 takes. All right, I shall do.